Hi there, this is Marie and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a very special video because today I'm going to tell you about my book. My very first book just came out. It's a poetry book and it's available on Amazon. So I'm going to do a bit of promotion and tell you a bit about the story that is behind this book. So I will put all the link below in the description so you can find it. It's available on Amazon.com and other countries, and you can find it either in paperback version like this, or you also have the ebook version with Kindle. So yeah, just check the description and you will find the links to check it out. As the story of this book is very personal, I was not so sure if I wanted to share it here, but in the end I thought that this could maybe help aspiring writers, authors who are struggling at the moment, or even just people who are having a hard time with achieving their dreams or just going their own way. So let's go. I started to write poetry when I was 11 or 12, and well, I was very young, so it was nothing amazing, but I really loved the feeling of being able to put my emotions down on the paper. At that time, I think it was the only way that I could really express all of my feelings, especially the negative ones. So yeah, it felt freeing and I pursued it for years. I started to write short stories as well, some attempted novels because I never finished them. I didn't have the discipline to finish them. And I also wrote a lot of fan fictions back in the time. And when I started university, I tried to give myself a chance. I participated in a contest, a writing contest, and I got the 23rd place, if I remember well. And that was enough to be published in the collection of short stories that the organism was making. So I was very excited. I was 19. And once I got my book in my hands, even though I only had like 10 pages in the book, I showed it to someone I trusted and that I'm pretty close to. And that person gave me an awful comment. I'm not going to disclose it because it's very personal. But this comment just, it made me feel terrible. It made me feel like I was a bad person and I was doing harm to my loved ones by writing. This was the impression it left on me, and it haunted me for years, basically. So at that time, I just gave up on writing and thought I would focus on my studies. And I was very lucky to be able to do what I loved during my studies. I had amazing times. I went abroad. I met lots of wonderful people. So I don't regret that time. I just regret the fact that I basically stopped writing during that time. The only things that I would write would be some pages that were like a diary, and what I didn't realize at that time was that if I don't write, then I don't express all the negative feelings that are bottling up inside of me. And just like a time bomb just waiting to explode, well, at some point it did. After I graduated from my master's degree, I moved to Amsterdam to work. It was my first job. I just thought that this was how my life was supposed to be. It was a great opportunity in a great company, and I thought that with a new environment I would feel better about it. And of course it didn't. While I was in Amsterdam, I was really only working, eating and sleeping. I developed a lot of disorders like insomnia or depression. I just felt so empty. There was nothing I wanted to do, nothing I really could do on the weekends because life was so expensive there. The job was okay, but the rest was just emptiness and trying to fill it with Netflix, basically. And during that period, I wrote nothing, like really nothing. And so when I came back to France, I thought that I would be able to build back a healthier lifestyle with my family and close friends around, and the city of Lyon that I knew because I did my bachelor there, and I really love the city. Then the pandemic happened, so I got stuck at my parents' home, which is like 30 minutes away from Lyon. I tried to get a job, but because I was just trying to get a job as soon as possible, it wasn't the right fit, so it only lasted for like 3 months. And during that period, France was under lockdown from March to May. And then later on, we had other lockdowns as well. But during the first lockdown, I realized that during the last few years, I was just keeping myself so busy all the time. I would always do things all the time, plan things ahead, like travels or weekends abroad and stuff like that. And I would always be planning for the next thing to happen. And being stuck at home just left me alone with my thoughts all the time, even if I was trying to get myself busy. Well, when you're not working, you know, Netflix is good, but you can't spend your whole day on Netflix either. Same with books. You can read, but you're not going to read the whole day either, or the whole week. So I just felt like everything that I had thought I had overcome, all the wounds that I thought were healed, it just all came back to me. It was as if all the ghosts from the past were coming back to haunt me, and I just couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep anymore. I would sleep like in the mornings because I would fall asleep from exhaustions at like 5 or 6 a.m. or even 7 a.m. And I just felt like I had to express it, like it had to get out of my system somehow. And that's how I started to write a little bit. At the beginning, it was not really poem. It was just like, you know, thoughts in the middle of the night. And I would just be thinking, oh, well, this thought is quite nice. Maybe I should write it down. And that's how it started. I would just write maybe a few sentences a day, not even sentences, you know, just a few words a day, just thoughts that I liked, kind of liked. And in the end, I just started a notebook with all these notes. And then I wanted to give it a try. It had been so long since the last time I had really written on a regular basis, and I thought, well, maybe I can do something with it. I created an Instagram account for this poetry, which is Purple Sky Poetry. I will also put the link in the description. In the past, when I was not feeling so good, I was reading a lot of poetry on Instagram actually, and I really felt like these words really helped me, and somehow I felt like, well, maybe I can express myself, write down things, and maybe people can relate. And I thought, maybe now I can help people too. Maybe I can help myself and help people at the same time. So that's how I started this account. And the more I was writing, the more I was posting, and the better I felt. I felt more at peace. I felt like I could just write down all the pain and everything that was keeping me from sleeping at night. And the more I wrote about it, the less it had an impact on me. So I wrote a lot, and I tried to make the Instagram account pretty. And apart from that, I had friends who had already self-published their books. So I talked with them, and it was very inspiring to see that nowadays you could do basically everything on your own, and you could publish your own book on Amazon, and it was all very easy. And so I just let myself believe that it was possible, and it does amazing things when you think that things are possible. And so I started to really work on building this book, not just writing whatever I had in mind. I really created a file and just wrote down in that file all the poems I had written since April or May 2020. And here it is. I didn't expect it to be this quick. Actually, if you buy the book, you will see that inside at the copyright page, I put, here you go, I put, I don't know if you can, yeah. Here, I put March 2021 because I thought it was going to take longer to have it available online. And no, it was so quick. Like, I downloaded the book and then the cover on Amazon, and in like less than 24 hours the ebook was online and the paperback was online. So I was very surprised with that, and I ordered it right away, and 2 days later I got it. So it's very quick. I'm very impressed with that. I will do another video, of course, to talk about self-publishing, the process, and maybe in another video talking about how to self-publish on Amazon specifically. But for now, I'm very impressed with the service that they can provide. But yeah, so this book is all about me trying to get rid of the ghosts from my past. So it's about grief, heartbreak, but also growth, a lot of growth, a lot of love, because pain comes from love, and a lot of hope in the future, in human relationships. So I hope it can reach people who are in need of such a message. And yeah, if you buy it and if you read it, don't forget to put a comment on Amazon. It would help a lot. And oh, also one last explanation: the Purple Sky. Purple Sky, it's going to be a series, so it's just the volume 1. Why Purple Sky? Because for me, blue is all the sad things that I write, and pink is all the happy, joyful things that I can write, and purple is just the mix of them. And the Purple Sky is just all these kind of emotions that we all have inside of us, and it's just a beautiful, colorful sky. And why talking to the moon? Well, talking to the moon because when I started writing this book, it was mainly thoughts that I had at night, and I just really love watching the moon at night. I find it so very peaceful. I also have different kinds of meaning now regarding the moon, but to have more details about it, you will have to read it. And if you guys have any questions, I can also do a Q&A later on. So yeah, this is it. First poetry book, Purple Sky Volume 1, Talking to the Moon. I hope that many of you will be able to read it, and feel free to give me your feedback. I'm really looking forward to it. And this is it for today's video. feel free to comment, like, and of course share. Also, subscribe if you didn't already, and thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.